say Team UTS on the back? It's because I stole your shirt.
Huh. Number 1, baby.
Shirt
Cool.
thief. Okay, now let's check. Let's do checks because this is just ridiculous, and I hate that we've done all of this only to have it fuck up again. I'm so hot and sweaty, guys. This is so stressful.
It's the PC.
I'm not on PC.
Yeah.
I'm on
That's
a
one
laptop.
of the things about. Oh, okay. The laptop does the same thing.
That's still a PC.
One of my.
It's no longer
Yeah,
a
I'm on
personal
a Mac.
computer.
Yeah.
Isn't it more of a personal computer?
Yeah, I feel like it's more personal. If it's
Your personal.
I'd call this a desktop. You know why it's a desktop? Because it's actually on my desk.
I don't know if this is.
And I'm on
Does that
both.
make mine a stool top?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
If yours is on a stool, then yeah. I don't know if anybody else can check if it's working or not, because this is horrible.
Well, can you?
We're live in
snip
some
it?
capacity.
Yeah. It just seems to be loading.
We
bad.
are. Do
But
we
I'm
have
not
stats?
getting.
And I
I'm not
just
getting-
got you. I just got you on stream saying, "Can someone check if it's working?"
Excellent.
So I think we're good.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I'm so hot and sweaty. I hate.
Don't worry
technical
about plugs.
difficulties.
Let's jump into it.
Okay, cool. Just a review. Helios is away doing stuff for her dad, and therefore Luna is completely unsupervised. Luna went to see a new temple that did temple-y things that templed about stones, and Jasper is the name of the temple god.
And we made a new god. Hell's yeah.
And you did make a new god. Luna's mum, Mira, has the gift that she received from the temple, and she has hidden it. Most likely within Cubit.
Somewhere.
At the circus, just to make sure that Luna is doing and being on her best behavior while the circus is in town and doesn't get up to any shenanigans. With the shenanigans that are likely to be undertaken, I think her mom has real reason for caution. But you guys all find yourselves inside of the temple structure right at dusk, with a guy who looks from the lead singer of System of a Down, with his beard, just kind of meandering about the temple as well, along with you guys. So you guys are currently about to be escorted by Barry Stonecutter into the back of the acolyte space.
Well, if you would, Baza, you may lead the way.
Right, yeah, so if you follow me through here, yeah, so you'll see on our right, we've got like a little bit of a kitchen setup, but with just me, I don't spend a lot of time cooking in this kitchen. It's far too big for just one or maybe two acolytes who happen to be working around. We tend to pick up more of our meals from within town rather than mess about with cooking here. It's just too large.
Cannibal
this
says
case.
what?
Excuse me?
Aha!
I have no idea what you said, Pat. What was that?
Yeah, I missed it as well.
I
Cannibal
said
says
cannibal says what?
Oh, right.
Sorry, continue. Unabated.
no cannibals here. We're a stone god we worship, not your whatever. Yes, so kitchen on your right, there's a dining space to your left, and as you push through
Wait. Which one's right and which one's left?
on your right. Like
Which one's my right, guys?
You're right.
Dwyer.
The DM is correct. However,
Dwyer.
character is
the right
Time for
side.
quiet.
So you see where the kitchen is? That is currently your right-hand side. But if you were to turn around, it would be on your left-hand side. So just
Oh my god, that's trippy.
right. So for
No, left.
you
I just
to-
turned it around. You just said it. So it's left now.
Yes. So when you orientate yourself, how do you do that? that?
I will answer that question, which I'm really keen to get to as soon as you tell me what orientate is.
Right.
I was going to tell him to use his hands, but I don't know. I don't believe that he knows which way an
Barry,
L goes.
do you understand the concept of a rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Yes, physical manifestation. The more you answer, the more questions you will get.
Right. I will leave him in your capable hands then. But if you see through the other side of the dining room there on the now right hand side, you will see that through the several archways there, you can get a glimpse into our stone garden. We're working our
You
way
guys
through.
grow stones?
Well, in the grand scheme of things, yes, stones grow. They're part of this like whole system of things. All things are, grow,
That's so cool. Luna, do you know you could grow
grow and
stones?
die.
We should start a stone garden.
Let's just listen to Barry right now while he's telling us
Okay.
about the temple. Sorry, please continue, Barry.
Well, yes. So the stone garden is over there. We manicure, landscape the stones there. We do occasionally pick up little bits of extra stuff that come through, grow up through the garden. But mostly we're trying to maintain the artworks that have been previously produced by those that have been acolytes and members of the temple and the community here. So that's what's in the stone garden. If you would like to make your way through the dining hall into the rest of the building, you'll simply just find a bunch of spaces for the acolytes, individual rooms, and the like. I don't suspect you'll be interested in a simple stone bed and a stone table, because that's what all the acolytes around here start with.
Can we please see the stone garden?
Certainly. Yeah. So, follow me, and he like leads you around a relatively large dining table that very clearly doesn't see any use. There's like one chair that is like moved in and out regularly, and like one setup for where one person maybe eats in this space or uses it. But that's it. Everything else is just kind of like it's been in place for a while. It's not dusty per se, but it's not like it's not super clean.
Um,
I turn to Barry and I say, in this stone garden of yours, is it vitally important that no one externally touches the stones in this garden?
Well, I refrain from touching them just out of respect for the people that made them, but I'm not going to prevent you from touching it if you feel overcome by the detail and the artistry of it.
There are two people that will probably get overcome by it, and are prone to starting rock fights. I'm just
Pipwick, no, just let them be. You know, if they feel overcome with passion for these rocks, you can't stop them. It's just, you know, their attachment to this god, Jasper, was it?
it's
Yes,
Jasper.
Jasper.
Ah, Jasper, okay.
Yeah, I know things get a little lost in your translation. I'm just giving you a heads up, Barry. I cannot and will not be held responsible for anything that happens once you take this young lady and this behemoth of a man into that rock garden.
Right.
behemoth.
Well, so then, for our young people, why don't we all hold hands so we can stay close together and keep our hands busy rather than touching things that don't necessarily need to be touched?
I've got plans.
I,
So,
Daru
I,
like squats down so he can hold Luna's hand and Pipwick's hand without trying to seem too awkward, and just
Pipwick does
continues to
not
like
hold
penguin
them.
walk.
I
Pipwick
would,
does not hold anyone's hands. His hands are in his pockets where they rightfully sit for a while.
I would try to hold hands with Dryru and Pipwick, but if Pipwick is resisting, I would probably take Dryru's other hand and like spin in circles, like we're connected and it's silly and we're having fun. Um, but I have another question for Barry. How many acolytes do you have at the moment?
well, just the one. It's me. as I was discussing with your mother earlier, we've not had a lot of interest in the temple in a while. So we did have a young acolyte come through at one point, but they found that the stone life was not so much for them. Not a lot of
They
immediate impact. More of
did
a
they need a mattress and a pillow?
that may have helped, but that's not how we tumble.
Yes, they must be tested with the rock itself.
On so many levels, I appreciate you, Izzo, right now. Onward to the stone garden.
I have more questions.
Yes.
And I'm like putting my hand up, but I'm also holding Dryru's hand, so I'm kind of like awkwardly
mine goes
with
up
a
too.
finger in his arm is up, my arm is up, and it's like I'm getting silly and I'm twisting and yeah. And I'm asking just question after question. So what's involved in being an acolyte other than sleeping on a stone bed?
Well, some level of prayers, and you kind of develop your relationship with God, your God here. So Jasper would speak to you, call you to action your beliefs at the temple. Um, Perhaps you feel the need to be present in the temple, but that's not necessarily true for all of the acolytes. Some, it's to take his name and spread his message throughout the whole land. So I would like to think that the young.
So he calls you to leave a message to spread to everyone?
Yes,
Why doesn't he just call everyone?
sometimes you don't pick up, and you need a more direct impact in your life.
If only there was like a way to leave a, I don't know, a voice memo? Voice? Hmm,
Oh, like you did to me after the museum thing.
yes.
So certain parties of this aside, if you are called to spread the message, why do you stay in the temple?
I wasn't called to spread the message. I was called to cultivate the temple. So here
Okay.
I am, and here I stay. It's more within my wheelhouse rather than
And
traveling.
was it like,
So,
was it written in the stones, or did you have a vision, or like?
No, Pip, he said he was called. Didn't you listen?
Yes, and we completely exist in a world that has a telephone. Thank you, Dwyru. How did Jasper communicate to you?
For me personally, the world I saw before was in black and white, and then the temple appeared in the horizon of my life and it had color, and I could see all the different hues and stones and the like intricacies that one might find in different pieces of rock and quartz, and the colors and the rainbows spoke to me for the first time in my life. My life became vivid, uh, and I could see I was not muted grays. So this is
Did you
Are
perhaps
you?
consume any mushrooms or two?
Oh, I was just about to go there.
There's a black, white, and grey marble temple out there.
yeah, and I saw it in color.
I totally
Okay.
get
Do
what
you
you mean.
can you
Someone needs to check that kitchen.
Oh, I'll do it. And I immediately run back to the kitchen.
cool
And I'm like
investigate
pulled
kitchen.
with him because we're holding hands.
Yeah.
But I'm also shouting out, I totally get that, Barry.
Yeah.
A minute
So
later, you just hear, Pip, I can't find any mushrooms. Do you want me to look for anything else?
No,
No,
that's
that's
fine,
what I
Dwyru,
did.
that's fine. It was more of a turn of phrase, and I'm surrounded by idiots.
Let's go back to the stone garden. I
Are
want to
we
see the
are we
stones.
actually in the stone garden?
you're kind of in the doorway
I
between
just
the
pick you up
dining
and
room
run
and
back.
the
It's the little two-door hallway to make sure none of the stones escape.
Yes.
more of a demonstration of the different levels of stonework and masonry that we can undertake here, or at least that we could
Mm.
at one point when the temple was more prosperous.
Fair enough.
Once.
Lead the
One-
way into the stone garden.
Okay.
Certainly.
Oh, sorry, Leo. Were you gonna do something?
No. I'm gonna do something once we're in the stone garden.
Yes.
He's up to no good.
So you,
This is
you
so
guys
gonna end
walk
well.
into the stone garden, and you can see there's these like white pebbles that cover most of the ground. The path itself is laid out with like large tiles of like a almost like terracotta color through the garden as it like winds through to all these different uh effectively statues that have been carved out of different pieces of rock, different types of rock. And I needed to Google more types of rock before we started this.
I just
Um,
want to shout out. I have my detect magic still going as well.
And that's gonna be so good when I cast fairy fire on all of these rocks. And so objects in a 20-foot cube within range are outlined in I'm gonna say a violet light.
Okay, can you not do
Oh.
that yet? Wait until I do my thing, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
What was your thing? Go.
I just want to know if there's anything, I suppose, God touched in here or anything emanating magic.
I
yeah.
mean, I do want to do this like almost as soon as we enter the room, just to mess with everything.
Cool. So as you like glance out through the room, you see a couple of these seem to be people's idea of what Jasper would look like and there's one as he seems to be like, and I am definitely copywriting this idea, chiseling himself out of a giant block of stone as he makes himself
Oh, cool.
like carving himself out of the stone as he like forms from the environment around him. You see what seems to be the world in this form is just like all of these different types of rocks that have been like put together into a giant puzzle piece that shapes the continent and the whole world, and then has like different planes. So it's like on kind of an angle as all the different planes are kind of like stacked in and around, and you get a sense of what the other planes are, but they're not in as much detail um as your home world is, and they're all kind of like stacked together. And then there's various like different interactions. Somebody has done like a cascading stones that as they come down they begin to take shape and in the form of dwarves into like this like pieces, like as if Jasper is like throwing stones on the ground and they're cracking open into the different branches of the dwarven clans.
Ooh.
The world that's being depicted is it a spherical world or a flat world, or like what level of cult are we going for right now?
It seems as though the world is a disc that bends in such a way that could almost be spherical, or like a caption of a spherical disc or a sphere. It's like a segment that's laid over the top of each other.
Way to sit directly on the fence of that one.
Hey, check out this one. I'm gonna point over to the one where he's carving himself. Chiseled abs.
Cool. And
I'm gonna make that same gesture in character as well.
Go back to street con, like stay off the comedy stage.
cool. You do see one creature that comes back, like pings your magic a little bit, and seems to be this like giant stone lizard thing that seems to be like almost like you would say like a petrified giant lizard, um but it seems to be giving off like a very very small magical signature.
Hey, Bazza, can you tell me much about Mr. Snakeface over there?
Alas, I can't. I only know what's on the little plaque there.
And
And if
what's
you
on the
glance down at the plaque, it's like um, uh, trapped in stone, uh, and then like Ulysses Stone Muncher. Um, my take on the true form of lizards, or something to that effect.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Stone muncher?
Yeah, munch is an interesting term, but all right.
I'd like to take a closer look at that stonework.
Sure.
Can I do a investigation? of some variety.
Yes, you can. What answer are you looking for? I guess so. Make an investigation roll and tell me what you're trying to
So
figure out from this.
with a 3, I'd like to know if there's more to this that is unseen. Is like if I broke off a toe, would it scream?
Stone doesn't scream, so if you broke off a toe, how would it know? Or maybe it does scream. That's a really big question to ask. Maybe the stone does know. Maybe it has a soul and it is growing and changing and you just can't hear it scream because your lifespan is so small and infinitesimal compared to the life of stone. But then you shake that thought off because you've spent too much time with this stone guy. Why on earth are you having these thoughts?
Yeah. Pipwick kind of centers in on himself. I really need a pipe. Okay.
So I do want all these like rocks and statues to be
So you
glistening with violet light.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you cast
Just for how far are we from camp?
a
From the surf.
15-20 minute walk.
Okay.
Why?
I don't like that.
I was going to say Dryru immediately sprints out the door to go back to camp and get your pipe, but if it's that far away, I'm just not going to be here for the next 30 minutes.
No, that's it. And plus, my pipe is on my person. I'm just polite enough not to smoke it inside.
Yeah. So you cast Fairy Fire, and you guys watch as all of these stone statues around you get immediately lit up with this dazzling violet light. And all
Oh my god, is that Juniper?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Barry, is this normal? Does this happen
No,
always in the
this
stone garden?
isn't normal. And he looks to you, Leonardo, and he's like, "This is a gift from your friend."
Whoa! It must be a sign from Jesper or whatever his name was. Yeah, this is crazy. What is happening?
Sorry, I don't understand. What do you mean it's a gift from our friend?
I believe somebody is trying to push you into the temple life, my darling.
Who?
And that person is nope. That was not the right accent. Um, that the person is Jesper itself. He's come to. This is your sign. He's calling you, of course.
Wait, who's Jasper? I don't see anyone else here.
I think Pipwick's gonna tug on Leonardo's coat and just be like, "You do realize her mother pays your paycheck, right? And you are pushing her into a life of servitude to a rock god."
This is not me. I would never do anything like this. This is entirely her own choice. Look at how fascinating these statues are.
If I put my hand out to the fire, does it feel hot? Does it feel like I'm going to get burned?
No, it's not it's not like fire. It's like sparkles essentially. It's just
and these sparkles will
glistening
dance
and
up and around you as you.
Amazing. Because I want to interact with them, but I don't want to get burned. So I want to look at them and get involved.
Yeah, cool. So as you start handling the statues, the fairy fire
I was going for the
your
sparks,
arm.
not the statues.
Yeah, I want to handle
The sparks in the air.
Well, as you try and touch the sparks, you can't catch them until you accidentally brush a hand against the statue, in which case the fairy fire starts to dance along your arm.
Ah! How do I stop it? How do I stop it? How fast is it spreading?
Just while this is all happening,
Only while you're touching it. Yes.
can
Okay.
Pipwick kind of sidle away and go and have a wander around the quarters to see if there's anything that was conveniently left out of the tour?
Yes, you can.
I'm
Cool.
gonna
So
touch it again.
You break away from the group, and you can make your way back inside the meals area, dining room. You glance around, making a quick left into the acolyte spaces, and you see that there are a couple of bedrooms here, and they are as described. One is generally they're all stone beds with a stone desk. but one of them is a little bit more luxe. It has a series of books that seem to be slowly being inscribed into stone as he's like set up on his desk. Yeah, and he has like a couple of other more like personal items that are um, around letters and kind of personal effects, but nothing that immediately screams problematic to you.
Anything that screams magic?
No more than a normal like cleric would be interacting with. So there is some level of spellbooks and religious tomes and iconography, but not like screaming deep dark magic. They all seem to be stone cleric based magic.
Fair enough. You said that the table was very much set for one person and one person only.
Yeah, in the
Is
middle.
there only
Yeah.
is there only one chair?
No, the table has a number of chairs at it, but there's only one chair that is like crooked and set aside and like seems to be moved around. There's like light marks on the floor that chair goes in and out all the time. It has like a kind of like a ring of space vaguely cleared about it. There is like salt and pepper just in front of that one chair. There is like a book next to that one space, and it's like the most accessible from like coming in and out of the room. All the other chairs are like tucked in and tucked away, and this one is just like not.
I
Very
think I
clearly
just
one
want to,
person
like,
next to it.
while the stone garden stuff's happening, Pipwick's just gonna go around this area and just slightly eschew things in every place he can find.
Jesus.
Okay, cool. So you make your way through the kitchen and the dining room and the bedrooms, just ruining his day a little bit. Um,
Just
uh,
enough to be noticeable, but not enough to be to be painful.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, cool. You do see signs though, for the library. And he had talked to you about the library that was there before. It just isn't accessible from this space. So as you make your way back out into the main section, of the two doors that were available to you to go in, one on the left and one on the right one you open and you can see into what is like a library space there. It seems to have a lot of fire damage on one side, and part of it is being restored with stone and stone tablets to take the place of books. But there are still like a collection of books and some other kind of damaged works around, old fire damage, but it's in the process of like a very long-term restoration project.
Fair enough.
Because he's one
I
guy.
throughout the library, I will like slightly askew things as well, but I would like to investigate this room along with my detect magic to see if there's anything in here of interest.
Yeah, cool. How long
Pull
does
out a
detect
book
magic
slightly every so
last?
often.
Huh?
How long does detect magic last?
Uh,
I think it's 10 minutes, right? Or is it an hour?
yes,
10
yes,
So
10
I
minutes.
suggest you're getting close to the end of that 10 minutes here. But as you like walk around the library, it seems that even you can tell that this fire was some level of deliberate and a bunch of stuff was taken. So you aren't getting any kind of like real pings. There is a little bit of magic in this space, as if this at one point was like had arcane locks and security and was kept tight, and there was like things going on. But now it's just like an absolute shadow of its former glory. Um, all of the things would have been pilfered.
Did we find out how long ago that fire happened?
I think I was saying it was like 500 years ago.
Okay, so it's
Whoa!
not fresh.
No.
Can I make
Yes,
just an
500
investigation check? Maybe like focusing on like the scorched areas to see if there's anything that kind of stands out or that I can put together of why it happened.
Yeah. Make an investigation check for me, please.
Oh, that's better. That's a dirty 20.
30-20. Yeah, you cast your eyes about this space and kind of like through the debris and the other things. You can see that like there was at some point like a series of plinths that went through the middle of the library that you put together probably contained magical items or items of significance. you actually managed to find like a little plaque that's been imbued with like a staying clean spell. That is just like it's like an anti-dust spell, and it's like
Digitation.
permanent prestidigitation. You try and put some dirt on it, it's like poof.
That would entertain Dwyer for hours.
And it
Noting that down.
it's just a little plaque that says like first tome first tome of the Cleric of Jasper, and then gives like a date that seems to be scratched a little bit, just being like, this was the big item that they had, one of the first like cleric tomes, somebody's spell book from eons ago, and they tried to date it, but it clearly is no longer there. There's nothing kind of around anymore.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll probably leave the library then and just kind of wait around the ominous black stone, cool stone.
Yeah, cool. So standing outside of the ominous Blackstone, you're gonna wait for the others.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Quick question.
Yes.
So technically, right? It's my fairy fire 24 cube. I'm assuming that I'm trying to get as many of the these statues as possible. But it is for each creature in the cube is also outlined if it fails a dexterity saving throw. Did anything need to make a dexterity saving throw?
Everybody failed the dexterity saving throw that was there because they kept trying to touch the lights, didn't they?
Well, yeah.
I think you meant if there was anyone in there that we didn't know
Oh,
about.
I know, but everybody failed the dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
A good way of avoiding the answer.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
So you
Luna's
guys...
being remarkably quiet considering there's a room full of rainbow rocks. Did we actually break Luna?
She really just trying to keep it together, okay, guys? My mom took away my new statue and it really hurt my feelings.
But now
That
you're
was
in
last
a
session.
stone garden full of stones that are like having beautiful dancing lights in them, and you're learning all these new things about how stones have their own little life cycle, and by little I mean extremely long.
I know, and I'm like very quietly trying to very quietly cry about it while I play with the dogs, okay? Just leave me alone to enjoy it. I'm just having a moment.
I think that once Leonardo doesn't really get the reaction, like obviously you're stealing yourself and it's like clearly he's not getting really the reaction after you guys have like get a little bit on your hands. He's like, alright, fine, drops it, and then just kind of like, alright, okay, well that was not as exciting as I was expecting.
Oh, where do the sparks go? Do we need to pray to bring them back?
Perhaps there's no harm in
I
trying.
can always recommend prayer as an alternative. I'm not sure you'll have such a direct impact next time, he says, making very like clear eyes at Leonardo.
Oh,
I'm catching on for sure that like Leonardo was behind this, and I'm not happy about it. And I start to pull out a rock to throw at him in anger, and then I'm like, don't. And I'm like, bunch my fist and I put it back in my pocket, and I'm just like glaring at you.
As a squishy person that has already been hit by one of these rocks, I am flinching and getting out of the garden.
Right.
I think we're gonna catch up with
before
quick.
we take any drastic actions, perhaps we can move out of the temple before any. You feel like, intervention is required. Just taking some time to consider what's around you and take your intervention out of my temple.
I'm sure that some divine intervention will save them all, because the god, of course, watches over this area. Correct? No, okay, all right, okay.
On a much larger scale than one lifetime.
How'd you feel burning that level 1 spell slot?
That was great. Can't wait to use another one.
Before they come out, I'm going to deposit 2 rats into the temple to kind of just like keep an eye on what happens around here while we're here.
Okay, cool.
Which
And-
rats are you sending?
I'll send Brienne and Camembert.
That's expecting Rathu. Not gonna lie.
Cool. So
I sent out the charcuterie duo.
okay, you send out your little charcuterie duo off to kind of make to just stealth around and sneak about the place and try and give you the lay of the land here. Can I get a stealth check from both of your rats, please?
Sure thing.
Oh, sure.
Oh, that is a. I did that wrong. Hang on. Let me just give me 2. Okay, there we go. There's 1 and. Alright, so that's a 13 and an 11.
13 and an 11. Cool. Awesome.
Kill my rats, we riot.
Cool. So, as your rats kind of like scamper off and away, your System of a Down friend catches you scampering rats out just across the space, looks at you a bit weirdly, and's like places you as somebody from the circus, and then just kind of like heads out. Like, this is getting weird now. It was weird before with the like daughter of the owner of the circus. The rat introduction, that's a level too far. Like, Jasper's cool and all, but this, whatever this is, he doesn't want to be a part of it. Your rat then like dashes by as Barry is making his way out, and he does not. He's like completely oblivious to seeing Brienne run past, as he's kind of trying to escort Luna and Dwairu out of the stone garden and back outside before they have a stone fight.
Was that everything that I warned you about? That's at Barry.
Yeah, look, you might have a point. I certainly wish that any more direct intervention happens outside of the temple, and we are not going to engage in any polishing of rocks in, less than ideal circumstances. Just as a general, polishing something with people is not the way is recommended to get the best shine. I'm sure you can find somebody who has that attitude, but that's not the attitude of the temple. This particular temple for Jasper. Right, Luna?
I'm still really struggling to contain myself. I've got a lot of feelings from the rocks being so beautiful, realizing it was Leonardo, feeling like I don't want to cause an issue here where I am. I do actually really like this temple. And so I'm just like hands in my pockets and I'm really like stiff as a board. I'm just like, thank you so much, Barry, for everything. And I will see you around.
Quick, I think it's time for us to leave. I think we should get a head start on the other two, I'm gonna quickly make my way out of there.
I
it's
run
like-
after Leonardo.
Loosely touch everything, waiting to see if something else causes fire on my way out.
I think your friends are leaving, fella. Might be worth
Dwairu, go look after Luna.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Where is she?
She's ahead of you.
out
I'm-
front.
Got it. And I just immediately run whatever direction is forward.
if I'm let's just hope we're not getting into proper combat. I'm going to, as soon as I get out the door, I'm going to close the door and then disguise self to be
Okay.
just a some insignificant dwarf
Cool.
just walking by in the street.
Just make a stealth check with advantage for me, please.
Hells yeah.
You need
Um,
to you need to learn some more antic driven cantrips.
Cool. So you step out of the door. Luna, as you're starting to like pick up pace, as Leonardo has like absolutely legged it out the door. These huge wooden doors, like, or one side of them seems to like swing closed towards you, cracking against the frame a little bit there in his haste before like and wiggling open, and you just watch as the rest of you watch as Barry's like, oh, right, okay, dramatic. So the door is starting to like swing open again. You gonna
I
race
rolled
out into the
a
street?
I rolled a 23.
Damn you. I'm like,
Expertise, baby.
I'm just running.
Um,
Absolutely doing it.
Cool. Sorry, I caught that bug. I didn't.
We got that on stream. You're a bug killer.
Cool.
Dexterity +1.
I'm still at the temple, kind of with Barry watching everything unfold.
Yeah. So I guess my question for you, Lunar, is if you make it to the temple doors and you're looking outwards, are you going to try and pursue, or look, make a perception check for him, or race home? Like, what's your plan of attack here? You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Oh dear.
You're on
No,
mute. You're still
Morgan,
on
you're
mute.
muted.
I think I heard. I think I saw her mouth have a meltdown.
I definitely want to pursue and be like chasing him if I thought I saw him.
Cool. Make a perception check for me.
Yes, boss. Now I need to get a really good roll. I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you cast your eyes out about this space and you think for a second you catch sight of Leonardo, and then there's just a series of dwarves. Why are there so many dwarves? You're looking for somebody much taller.
I'm like stomping back to the circus, really frustrated and muttering under my breath about stupid Leonardo ruining my special experience.
Like, what did Leonardo do? I thought it was really cool how all those sparks came up everything. Do you think if we go back it would happen again?
No, Gyru, Leonardo caused the sparks. That's it. He was trying to trick us. He wasn't being nice about it.
Oh, was that like with magic?
Yes.
I want to just turn to Barry now that they've all left and say, so do you have any plans for revitalizing the temple? Like, you seem to be very, like, you've pointed out many times that it's just you and that, acolytes are hard to come by.
Right, well, the first thing we're looking to do is get more interest. So we're going to start with any additional income that we get. We're going to start a flyering campaign, getting people nearby. We're going to start putting on more events so we can get a little bit more engagement from the community, and perhaps that will encourage people to start looking at Jasper as a life that you can undertake. Additionally, we want to. Oh, I didn't point it out to you, but the library needs some work. And at some point, we used to have a large number of like artifacts and things that people would come and visit. Like there was a bit of a school that would be running out of there. People would come and see all the kind of excitement that Jasper could offer them if they were looking for a more long-term solution, if they wanted to be the stone, as one might say.
Fair enough.
Would you like
And
to check out the library?
I already did.
Ah,
I noticed quite a lot of fire damage that hasn't recovered in the 500 years since it all happened.
well, yes. So it did seem to take out a large chunk of the temple, and the couple of acolytes before me we're like starting that restoration process. But I am trying to both develop my craft and also work on re-establishing the temple, as I'm currently the last one here. So it's a little bit
And
more of a background project and has been for the lot of us for a while.
Quick
um,
question. Was it the temple that had kind of hired the circus to come in, or was it more of the town itself, like more like
The
mayor level?
No, it's 100% the temple. So it's splitting the profits between the temple and the circus for this event.
yeah. Pipwick will kind of lower his tone and say, "And what is your intent with my companion?"
With your companion, if she
Yes.
feels called to Jasper, that's the only thing I can offer her with. If she's not feeling the call, then she's not part of
Okay.
it. It's really all it is. If she sees the
Can
truth in the stone,
can I perceive if he's being truthful?
you can certainly make an
Or
insight roll if you choose.
it's a 14.
14. He he
You
is
hesitated.
he's being he's being sincere in that he wants to find acolytes, and he's being sincere in that if she isn't called, then there's nothing he can do about it. But he's he's looking for acolytes, and if he can convince her to become part of this, like that's not a downside to him, even if she's like still in the circus and talking about Jasper, maybe she could be the one that hands out flyers, like, it's not a to him
um,
it's not a negative outcome either way, is if she's engaged enough with the temple.
yeah. Just know that if you try to force anything upon her or any of my other friends, you won't be able to carve stone fast enough, and I will show you the rocks burn. And with that, I'm going to take my leave.
Can't stop a
And
rolling
I'm
boulder.
fuck.
Ooh,
What did you
hell
say?
yeah!
You can't stop a
Can't
rolling
stop.
boulder.
Hell yeah!
Hmm.
Pipwick.
That's
Fuck, I'm supposed to have the last one.
Gary 1, Pipwick 0.
um, yeah, I'm just gonna light up my pipe and just slowly walk back to camp.
Cool. And you guys do all make your way back to camp. Leonardo,
I just
you're
sorry, I wanted to have
yes.
a little bit more like I mean, while trying to disguise myself and hide around the town, is there anything else going on in this town? Like, is there are there stalls or like is there like is it more of is there like a festival sort of vibe, or is
Yeah,
it just
it's
like
trying to work towards a festival vibe. It's more like a school fete vibe. They're really putting their best foot forward, but there's not a lot to give. This
mhm,
is a mining town or a mining and masonry town that's kind of on the decline. They don't have both the
mm,
people or the interest in the mining that has been. So kind of everything's a little bit disheveled, and people are putting their best foot forward, but it's not like super exciting. Like there's food there, and people seem to be like mostly in good spirits, but it's like everything's just a little bit worn and not renewed, and like there's not a lot of vigor. Most of the people there are
mhm,
older. There's a couple of like young people, but there's no like middle-aged people at all. Like anybody who was
yeah.
born there left is going to do stuff. So it's like some young people and some like older people, but like the middle
Mhm.
working group is not around.
Is it possible for me to catch anyone like coming out of the mine? So it's like if you're saying that it's dusk, um, like would anyone be finishing up? Like, is there anyone coming out of this quarry or mine that we of this town?
Yeah, you could make your way over there. There's a couple of people still milling about, but it seems that they have quite a casual shift arrangement at the moment. So it's not like
Mhm.
there's a rigid let out time or anything. People are
Yeah, right.
doing stuff. It's still producing. Um, what's a really boring stone?
We
Granite.
said this place was
Granite.
marble, didn't we? Had lots of marble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now it needs to be boring because it's like dying. So granite, yeah, I guess granite. I assume those two things
There's,
happen next to each other. I know geology.
I don't. I was just one of the first
Whatever
other
Jasper says
rocks
is
that
there.
I.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, like just big blocks of granite that are coming off of more industrial kind of things and
Okay. All right.
less
Well, that's
artisan craft, more of a just like a oh yeah, we're churning out blocks every now and then, keeping just things moving along.
Sorry, excuse me, sir. Have you just come back from the mine? I see you pull this cart of what is this? What is this rock?
Oh, hey there. This is our what did we decide? Granite. This is
Granite.
Granite.
just a couple of blocks of granite. You know?
Uh, is this what the mine produces now?
Yes, that's what
I
we're
thought
doing.
this was
Keep it.
supposed. I was told that this was a marble mine. What has happened?
Oh, it ran out.
Oh, okay.
So
Uh,
I love this sect of Canadian dwarfs we've stumbled upon.
oh sure, but
uh,
yeah. Well, we're just doing what we're doing to keep going. Yep.
and are you going to move out of town once the mine is completely useless, or
Oh,
would you stick around?
well, I'll be here for as long as there's work.
Oh, understandable. Okay. Um. Okay. 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 But thank you for your
Are
time.
you here for the festival?
Yes, indeed I am. I'm just trying to um, understand this town a little bit better. Is there any fun places that I should be exploring as a complete foreigner?
Well, if you're looking for a good ale, that's not the accent I was doing before. Oh, sure, but if you're looking for a tavern, there's a pretty good one nearby. Um, Alternatively, depending on the good time that you're after, there's a couple of people I could put you in touch with.
Ah, now you're speaking my language. Let's make this festival a hell of a good time.
Well, I need to know what you're after.
Ah, uh,
You can't just wink.
um, perhaps some. I'm sure that this town has some sort of substance that makes these rocks a little bit more vivid, if you would understand my meaning.
We're not interested in making rocks more vivid, more like life more vivid. If you're talking about
But
making rocks vivid, that's you need to go and speak to the guy in the temple. He has this whole thing about like seeing in color. It's
yes, yes, I've actually heard that exact speech. I've just come from the
oh
temple. Um,
oh well,
I
that's
wasn't
unfortunate.
wasn't as wasn't as well convinced by his words. Um, okay, thank you. Perhaps I'll see you at the tavern later on. Have a good
That you
day.
will.
Cool. And yeah, I'll head back to I'll head back to the circus. I think I've got
Yeah,
some.
cool. So as dusk has fallen now, we're getting into nightfall here. The circus is starting to really liven. Um, if you were working tonight, should have already been on shift at this point, but you guys have your first night off in a while. Other people doing roles as required now that setup is all done. So, what are you guys doing with your evening?
Mm.
I think Pipwick would probably just be like conning the easy pickings around the circus, like people who've come to like see what's like what the fuss is about. And just be like doing easy card tricks and magic tricks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very like obvious like carnival games are fine, but the rule with the circus is there's no like pickpocketing or any of that kind of thing. If you're doing your shenanigans, they have to be within like carnival boundaries because the carnival doesn't have any crime. The carnival is safe. It's outside the carnival that the crime needs.
Yeah. This is on the like I said, because like the carnival's like only just been set up. This is like on the outskirts of the carnival where like people are coming to see what the commotion's about. Just like simple magic tricks and stuff like that. Like watch me pull a hat out of a rabbit and um, you know, card tricks and
I
stuff.
like it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you can set about just outside of the bounds of the circus here, uh, pulling a couple of swift moves on the residents of the area. And you do see that there are people that seem to be coming in from not just the town, but like further afield. Um, so they seem to have like brought horses and carts and carriages and be like staying at the inn. So there seems to be like more people here than actually live in the town, as it already seems to be doing like the rejuvenation thing and getting a bit more money flowing through the town here, as people come in from
Well,
other areas to see the circus.
did I manage to swindle any?
Make a deception check or performance, your choice.
I am an expert at deception, so let's go with that. 16.
Deception. Disgrace. Yeah, you have most of the crowd on your side as you like play these games. You're like, yeah, put money down or which cup you think the ball is under, that kind of thing. And you get a bit of a turnover. This isn't a particularly well off town, so you get copper and silver mostly, people putting their coins down there, but it totals to about 2 gold pieces here for a couple of
That's
hours
better
worth of
than
work.
I
think
would just like, yeah, just like, do the easy con, get the what's it called, the instant dopamine of like messing with someone really easily, and then just kind of pack up and kind of wander around with my pipe and just, you know, faff the night away.
Yeah. Leonardo, what are you doing?
I think that if Luna hasn't beat me to death with rocks after coming back to camp, I probably would actually make my way back to back to the tavern that the other guy described.
Cool. We might hold.
Dwaru would.
Might
Yeah,
hold on to that
and I
unless you're inviting other people.
might, yeah. I'll see if Dwaru will come with me. If
Before that, I'm going to see if Luna still wants to steal something back off her mum because she mentioned her mum took something off her.
You find me lying in a pile of rocks that are half formed as if they're meant to shape something, and I'm just crying.
Well, I would have walked you home because I was told to keep an eye on you.
Oh, okay. Well, when I get home, that's what I do. I just kind of like, I'm trying to like half form my shrine, but it's not right, and it's not working, and everything's not right, and I have a bit of a cry.
I'm gonna kind of pick the blanket off your bed and wrap it around the back of you.
Thank you, I say through all of my tears, and it's like touching my rocks, and I'm not having a great day. And I say, I just need some time. I just need a little time to get through this.
That's okay, I get that. Sometimes I need time. I will leave you to time. You and time have fun.
Thanks.
You're really turning this into like a teenage drama. Like week 1, crisis of friendship. Week 2, just everything is bad. I'm just going to cry.
Now we get viewer retention. Gotta take the soap opera route.
yeah, baby, yeah. Shouting match every single session. Let's go. Ah,
Why is there so much
I
PvP?
think as I think as Dwairu kind of comes out and is mingling about, if you don't have anything else to do, I think, Dwairu, would you like to come with me to the tavern? Apparently, it's a great drinking spot.
You had me at tavern, let's go. Do you think they'll have burritos?
No.
Oh, that's alright. We can
Perhaps
still go.
I didn't check this the local cuisine here, but I don't think that the burrito has made it this far.
The burrito.
Hey, Luna said that you were able to make those stones spark. How did you do that?
It was not me. It was not. I'm gonna try to continue my lie at least to someone. No, I swear it was a sound from the gods, from whoever this Jesper Jasper Jesper person is. I can't. The gods are irrelevant to me.
No, well, there
But it was
was
very curious, was it not?
because I caught on fire when I touched the stones, and then I also caught on fire after I touched the dinosaur back at the museum.
I believe those are very different fires, and also
But neither of them burned.
irrelevant. Do not test this with real fire. I will tell you this
They
now.
take all the fun out of it. All right, let's go to the tavern.
I can. Perhaps I can conjure up something similar. Maybe I could ask Jasper to come down and show Dwairu how to the rocks. And then I'm gonna cast it again, I guess, on Dwairu. I guess you have to make a dexterity saving throw.
I feel like at this point you need a
You can choose
persuasion
to
throw.
fail. Yeah. If you wanted to.
How many of them level 1 spell slots you got left, buddy?
Oh, none. That's my last.
What am I doing? Sorry, dexterity
Really?
saving.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Really hope
You're
this works.
also
It's not
allowed
that high.
to, if you wanted to make him make
And
with
that
it-
one.
You, sir, are covered in green sparkly lights. And this kind of like flicker around you as you are covered with fairy fire.
As you start being covered in fairy fire too, a bunch of like small children that have come to like view the circus are like, "Whoa! Can I have that?" And then Mom's like, "No, come on."
I actually doing that. I think I would do it to both of us. So to arrive like not get suspicious of
You're in a
just me.
tavern, aren't you?
Oh,
No,
I think
hadn't
this is on
left
the
yet.
walk.
Yeah. So you're just passing people, and just like so many small children are like, "This is amazing," and then like, can one little dwarf elf girl runs up to you.
Okay.
She's really small, really stout, but she's got kind of half pointy ears and a bit of a beard coming through. And she just like looks up at you and goes, "Ken, how do I become sparkly?"
I think that like Leonardo is like kind of like jumping around and dancing with this as well. And so when he comes up to this kid, is like, "Oh, you want some?" And he's gonna like kind of grab her hands and then kind of like dance her around in a circle, and it will travel a little bit down her arms, but it won't be like
Yeah.
it won't
Whoa!
fully take over.
This is amazing! Look, Mom! And she like races back over and like trying to hold like one of the sparks.
Mom's like, come on, we have fairy fire at home.
No,
Oh,
she's
that's
like,
so cool.
she's like, "I think it's part of the performance, darling. It's okay." It's, you know, they
Come
work.
to the circus tonight.
Wish I could show my mum this fire.
And I think that I'll try to use this kind of display as an opportunity to mention to people that we're going to to go to the circus.
If I touch things, they catch on fey fire, right?
No, I think that Isabel was just kind of having a little.
I was giving you something to interact with, but basically being like anything that you touch, kind of like, oh, you brush against, gets like a glancing blow of like fairy fire for a second, and sparks kind of cascade across it.
Yeah.
Once
They
I'm
don't-
over the initial, oh my god, I'm on fucking fire, I'm just going to be touching random things to watch it bounce on them.
a bit dancing lights.
Yeah, it only lasts for a minute, so
Yeah.
I think that as we're traveling along, we might get to the tavern and it would probably fade by that point.
Oh my god, touch all the things.
And as you arrive, you do see kind of like set out the front of this rather like squat building is a number of tables that seem to be kind of full, like feel like a bit of blend of locals and like people that are new to the area. You can tell the locals because their clothes are a little bit like more worn and a little bit more faded. And the people that are like a little bit younger, a little bit better dressed. Everything's like a little bit cleaner. They've clearly come from somewhere else to see this and have decided to stop in to get a good hearty meal at the tavern. And you do see most of them seem to be eating like these like thick brown loaves of bread with these like hearty stew variants that are on the go, along with these huge dwarf-sized tankards of ale of a couple of
Ah,
different colors. Actually, you're surprised.
ah, I do
Maybe the
appreciate
priest came
dwarven.
here when he saw all the different colors. Look at all the cups.
Yeah, there's three types
Perhaps.
of brown.
I do appreciate the dwarven drinking culture. Are you partaking this evening, Dwaru?
Partaking in what?
A drink, perhaps.
Yeah, I'll drink.
Is there also? I just want to like maybe later in the night, in a drunken state. Is there a stage in this tavern?
Yeah, there does seem to be a bit of a stage or like a clear space in the corner, which would be where their live
Hmm.
music kind of happened.
Is it like it's like a raised platform, but it's currently got chairs on it or something like that,
Yeah.
or like it's set up with a table. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I would go in and grab some drinks and oh friend, I didn't see you there. I'm gonna go up to the guy that I'd seen earlier today.
Oh, hi there.
I, hello. We made it to the tavern. I've brought my friend. This is my name is Leonardo Trindenwald at your
Hang on,
service.
weren't you disguised when you saw him before?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Hmm. I'm gonna say that I wasn't because
But you were hiding from Luna.
yeah, but I was but but uh
You could always just reintroduce yourself.
fine. I don't say hello to him. I don't need that guy. And then I'll sit down for some drinks then. I mean,
Yeah, cool. And barkeep comes over to you. What you'll be having?
two pints of your best ale.
I'll have the same.
Dark or
Oh,
light?
light for tonight.
Ooh, what about one of each?
Right,
Just
dark and light
light
for
for
you.
me.
What? And just so 3.
Sure.
3 each. Oh,
Oh.
wow. How's that gonna go?
No.
Three to
You
4.
can have your two. You can have your two, Dwaru. Your light and your dark. I'll just stick with the light for now.
Food.
Uh,
Yes.
none for me, thank you. I think I have filled up on the at home at the circus.
Do you guys have burritos?
No, I've got bird stew and a meat stew.
Oh, meat.
And he heads out back, and it isn't long before he
Thank
comes back
you.
with a tray laden with a big bowl of like a paler meat in a like paler stew than what you'd seen outside, and the dark brown loaf of bread on the side with like a small cup of butter as well, and then comes back over this time
Oh
with
my god, a cup of butter. Fuck yes.
a really large like tankard of this incredibly dark, almost like Guinness black ale and one that's incredibly pale, like Corona level pale beer, and so he gives the two of you one of those as well.
Okay.
Oh, so it's dark and light because they are dark and light.
Yeah.
I was
So
wondering what the difference was.
Your
that would be
intelligence never
7
ceases to amaze
silver
me.
pieces.
Okay. I will. Don't worry, Dwaru. This is mine. This is
Yeah. So he
Oh,
takes
thank you
your
very much.
money and then heads back away. Is there anything you are looking for in the tavern this evening?
um. It, mm,
Dwairu is definitely eyeing off the stage.
I mean, I want to. I just need to know, where are we going? Are we still stealing stuff? Are we gonna be stealing?
That is a question for Luna. Luna, you are crying in your pile of rocks. Dwairu has wrapped a blanket around you. You are faced with two choices, maybe more, but two obvious choices, which is to either retrieve your statue, retrieve the black stone, or remain here as a wet, soggy puddle. Or maybe, I don't know, go out on the town, do something else.
After a suitable amount of time expressing my feelings, I wipe my tears and I get myself a notebook and I start writing down everything I know about Cupid and about how he works. And
Oh no!
Hi.
I froze? Did I froze?
No.
I think you're
we all
good.
had a pause.
Ah. Schmorgan?
yes, I just said I take my notebook, I write everything I know about Cupid and his routines, the way that he works, and then I would go looking for Pipwick.
Okay, cool. So, can I get a history check to see how much you remember about Cubit?
Yes, give me one moment. Let's hope I
Cupid,
roll really well.
Cupid is like one of my favorite characters.
Oh, I got a 4.
That's a me level roll.
4. Excellent. So, Cubit is a gelatinous cube.
Nailed
Yes.
it.
He's slow, but most of the time he's working from just after the circus closes to when it opens. So he usually sleeps during circus hours, or as much as a cube can sleep, because he's usually on cleanup duty. He cleans up after everybody else. He makes slow trips around to do that. He usually sleeps with the other like work animals, not the like ones that are part of the show, but with the other ones. So he has his own like little stable that he stays in. And that's kind of attached to the big top, where they have both the show animals and the work animals that are in operation there.
Okay. And I feel like I would have this basic understanding, so I just want to make sure I do know out of character. Like with the garbage that he processes it, does he like process it and he like consumes it, or does it go somewhere else and he kind of processes it before it goes into the trash or something like that?
So what he does is effectively engulf the rubbish, all of the material, all the like organic material gets acidically eaten away by the cube. Things that are inorganic then will eventually be processed through the cube. He does like end up collecting some things that you suspect he thinks are cool, but uh,
Oh,
the most of the time he'll like at the end of his shift he'll have a pile of things that he's collected that he won't be able to eat, so he'll like pass them eventually and they'll have to be disposed of in another manner, whether it's bones, weapons, coins, other things like that. That'll that'll all like pass through. Those are the kind of things that wouldn't be eaten by a cube.
And do I know where he keeps his collection of these things that he thinks are cool?
They'll be in his stable or in him.
Okay.
I
need
like the idea that like I don't know where I was going with this. I've totally
It's a
mind blanked.
gelatinous cube that has things that it likes, so it collects fun things. Like maybe
I
that's
just-
how it works.
You've given sentience to something that doesn't really have sentience.
I take back my comment from last week. It definitely has a higher intelligence than I do.
Sorry, what I was saying was like I think that it's so funny. Like you've clearly gotten to the point. Like someone has been like really desperate in the circus and is like, I just need some more coins. Gotta go to the gelatinous cube to pick up
100% would be me.
the change that's been like dropped on the
My
floor.
first thought was that's a gold mine.
Cool. So
Fuel my burrito addiction.
you make your way, Luna, to go and see Pipwick, who is meandering through the circus, smoking his pipe. Not that difficult to find, really.
Yeah, he never is.
For a gnome that has +3 to stealth. Thanks.
Only +3.
Pipwick, I need your help.
Okay.
Will you please help me get back my statue from Cubit?
Only because you asked so nicely. But we might need Dwyer.
Okay, well, I'm sure that he'll be happy to help as well. And I sort of share everything that I know about Cupid and his routines and ask if you have any more information that might be helpful in the retrieval.
Well, just that we need someone who has more of an aversion to pain than I do.
You mean less?
Less of an aversion to pain. Thank you. Sorry, pipe's a bit heavy tonight.
That's okay.
But yeah, we need someone with a bit less aversion to pain, which is why I suggested Dwyer.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he seemed to withstand the wizard's fireball quite well.
It's one of the reasons that he's so good at the rock fights, because he just doesn't care about getting hit.
Doesn't that means you can't win though?
I mean, it makes it more of a challenge.
Well, I mean, easy is as easy does. I think I saw Leo and Dwyer heading towards the tavern in town, so maybe we should go pick them up.
Okay. On the way, I'm going to ask if you would also please do something to trick Leo, because he was mean to me earlier, and you'd be better at it than I would.
Oh, don't sell yourself short.
He's going to expect it from me now, because I tried to get him earlier, but he got away, and I don't know how, but he won't expect it from you. I need the element of surprise.
Can I reach into the bag of holding thinking like practical joke?
Certainly. Let me. I bookmarked this. Okay. Yes, you can. Thinking practical magic. Can I get a D100 roll, please? Practical joke.
That is a 21.
21.
That'd be great on a D20.
A D20? A D21, perhaps?
Well, it would have to be a dirty 21.
Yeah.
Pulls out Piranha.
Well, maybe.
Like something to the avail of like a stink bomb or something like that.
Whoopee cushion.
So, my random generator hasn't provided me with anything good. Let's see.
Pulls the
you
mankini
find
back out.
a toy crossbow with like a fake arrow that when it impacts you, it's like a mirage. so it like, but the so like it fires like a mirage bow or bolt arrow,
Bolt.
and
Oh.
when it so it impacts the other person, it's like a little bit like does a little like blood squirt, and then the image like fades. It's not a real thing. It just like fires an image
Oh,
of a crossbow
interesting.
Okay.
bolt.
Yeah. Shoot him with this.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, then maybe we'll like sneak some laxatives into tomorrow's rations.
Ooh, now that I like.
Hey, but that's more severe, all right? Leonardo is annoying at times. I love him like a brother, but he is useful.
Can't think of an example at the time.
Helping distract everyone while I left the building during the museum heist.
I feel like Driver did a lot of that, to be honest.
Let's call it a joint effort and move on. And yeah, we'll head to the tavern where they were headed.
Yeah,
How long have we been at the tavern?
I would say about an hour, maybe, just getting close to.
Unless Leo's got a topic of conversation, I want to pick his brain about magic.
Okay.
We don't need to have the conversation. Just saying, in general, that's what I would be
I
asking
know.
about.
I think
D&M
that
about magic.
I think
Sorry, I
that
missed that.
Gonna have a D&M about magic.
Yep.
Leonardo is not the person to talk to because he's just feeding you lies about what magic really is. He's trying to convince you that he was like blessed by a divine spirit. All of his like magic is because he has some sort of like celestial lineage. Not that it's like rote learned type of thing. It's complete falsehoods and gives you this like significant confidence in the wrong thing.
Helpful.
Cool. And as
Would
you're
we
Yes.
kind of enter mid one of those conversations?
Yes, very much so.
So do we okay. I would say that I've had 2 of those the large, like I think I'm like halfway through my second big pale one, pale drink. How many constitution saving throws should I be rolling?
I need 2 Constitution saving throws from you and 4 from Dwairu.
It's a lot, Driver.
Oh damn. Saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I got a 17 and an 18.
Damn. Okay.
16, 9, 16, 14.
16, 9, and then
16 and 14.
16 and 14. You are gonna be poisoned. You are very much poisoned, and under the poison condition, you're a little bit drunk.
I understand.
Okay. All right. Firstly, Dwairu, don't listen to him. He's full of shit.
Listen to what?
No.
What,
I
Leo?
haven't heard of talking shit.
Yeah, he was talking shit. He's got no celestial lineage. He learned his spells on the road the same way I did.
What road?
Yes, so stick in our circles and maybe you'll learn a thing or two.
Leonardo,
Secondly,
just to be clear, Luna has a crossbow pointed at you.
He's just gonna kind of tuck up into a ball because I mean, I understand that I'm not poisoned, but I definitely still think that he's slightly sloshed.
It is teeny weeny though. It's fun
So-
size. So you
so-
might not be threatened.
I'm
It's
going
still a crossbow.
to, as we've entered and I see the crossbow drawn, I've cast Unseen Servant
Mm.
with the instruction that when that crossbolt hits him, it punches him in the stomach.
Okay. So, just for anybody actually listening, Unseen Servant's not supposed to be able to do damage, but I like this and I think it's funny.
I mean, I could do uh
Really, it's not supposed to do damage.
no, I can't. I have I have not taken it with me today. But yeah, unseen servant. Rule of cool. I'll go with that.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that a punch to the stomach is like, it's allowed to hurt, but it's not gonna like.
Or at the very
deal
least,
damage.
push him over.
Yeah, cool.
So that's ready and waiting for whenever Luna does her thing.
I'm ready to go.
All right, so
Shoot him then.
I'm waiting for you. You're arguing.
No. This can wait. I want to see you shoot him. I hold my hand up to Dwairu, but it like hits his belly.
I shoot him.
Please, no. This is no stop.
This like two-dimensional version of a crossbow bolt like comes out towards you, and you watch as it like pierces into your side, and don't feel anything for a second before you get thump in the stomach, which is not where the crossbow bolt had landed.
Yeah, he's drunk. It's good enough.
Oh my god, did you just shoot him?
Hey, you'll be fine. Don't worry. Hey, Dwairu, I've got this really cool idea. I want you to get excited.
Yeah, I can be excited.
All right, we need you to get something out of Cubit. Cubit is like this big cube that walks around.
No. Trust me on this one. I have eaten so much food out of Cubit, and every time Kate tells me that it's melting my insides when I swallow, and that's why I can't breathe.
It's not food. It's not food. It's a little statue.
Then why would you take it?
It's a little statue. It belongs to Luna. It might be inside Cubit, and it's going to tingle.
Statue.
Yeah. You want to go? Let's go.
Where are we going?
We're going to Cubit.
Okay.
Let's go.
Why are we going to Cubit? I thought we were going to Luna's statue.
Just shut up and do what I tell you to do.
Okay, I can do that.
Cool.
You guys heading out of the tavern?
Yes.
Well,
Luna,
whether Leo comes to is up to him.
Are there any plants around the entry-exit door?
Yes. It's conveniently located for your needs.
I'm going to see the biggest one and be like, friend! And go to give it a big hug.
It smells vaguely like pee.
Dwairu, we gotta go.
Hang on, I'm talking to my friend.
Dwairu, please. I need your help. We've got to go. We've got
Oh,
things to
okay.
do.
Sorry, I'll come back and talk to you later.
Thank you, Dwairu.
And the tree seems to like nod its head at you.
I'm not back.
Leo,
So,
what are you doing?
Glance away.
I think. No, he would follow. He's like, he's interpreted like he was also needed for this.
Cool.
If he thinks he's needed, he's gonna have a bad time.
All right, cool. And with that, we might wrap up there with you guys on your way back to the circus to get the statue from Cubit.
It could be fun.
That's not how you spell circus. Why do I spell circus with an S at the start?
That's again a me level roll.
That's my default brain function. Cool. All right. So we will see you guys all again next week for that. Pat, pluggables.
The Finally Press Record podcast available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Wombat, pluggables.
NDAs.
Yippee!
Morgan, pluggables.
This is not a podcast, but you can watch it on YouTube and stuff. Do it.
We have an
And-
Instagram, a YouTube. We also stream live on Twitch on Tuesdays at roughly like 7:30, maybe. Depending on how well the internet works for all of us.
Yeah.
Yay!
Next week will we have Lauren back?
Not next week, but the week after. So you have one more opportunity to steal from Cubit.
Perfect.
I think that's the
Okay.
week I go away, so
I
Next
go
week or the
away.
week after?
I go away the week after as well.
All right, we'll set our schedule not on the live stream.
D&D scheduling. Woo!
yeah, bye guys.
This is the
Bye.
real D&D.
Bye.